Hey everyone, it's Zukriz, and today we're back in Palworld, and I'm going to be continuing working on my base. If you've seen my streams, you will know how bare minimum my base was. If you haven't, I'll link it in the top card and down in the description below, so you can check that out. Today I have finally unlocked the creeping ivy things, so I'm placing them as naturally as it can look onto the exterior of my base because I feel adding green just brings it to life. And yep, so here is what I've planned, just placing it along the boundaries and maybe along the window frames and the door frames, so that looks like a curtain to me. So that's pretty cool. I like how this looks. And then I decided to place just a few more ivies on the exterior that I thought would look as organic as possible. And on the other hand, I think that all this greenery is just making it look so quaint and so cozy to me that I decided to go all out on the ivies because it's just giving so much to it. Moving on to the patio, that is also a little hatchery for my icy and damp eggs. I decided why not give it a little chair so I can also watch them while they hatch. I'm just kidding. So that's a little stool that I'll be placing here with a flower pot on it. Then I came across this piece of furniture which already is a stool with a flower pot which is like flowing down from it. So that's pretty cool. I just discovered this while making this video. So yep. And then I had this boundary sort of thing for my patio so my eggs don't fall over when they hatch. And then I decided that it needs some greenery, so then I placed some pots over here. I wanted to be as organic as possible, so I decided to make the symmetry of all of them flowing to the inside of the patio and have some asymmetry with them. After this many pots, I still thought the patio was looking a little empty, so I thought that why not a rug. I placed a rug to break up the large wooden flooring. And then I found this piece which I thought would look really cool on this side of the house, and overall it's just a nice looking decoration which gives a really rustic vibe to it and looks so sick next to the campfire, giving it nice piratey vibe, which I totally dig next to the waterfall. And I just like bunching things up in groups of 3, so that's what I did right here, and it looks so cool to me. Now moving on to the inside of the house, this is what we have right now, just bare walls with bare furniture. Starting with the main door, I think that a pot would look really cool right on the entrance when we enter the house, so I placed one and I thought it needed a walkway. So I decided to place a carpet right in front of the main door, which added the missing depth to it, and that's exactly what I needed. The thing with Palworld is that we don't have a lot of options right now, especially for the carpet, but I still like that this green one had some length to it. Moving on, I found this really cute green chair which I thought fit exactly right with the carpet and the theme of this living room, which I think turned out pretty well given the reds on the table and the orange rustic vibes of the wooden theme. Honestly, I don't like keeping my furniture in the right angles because, in real life as well, there's nothing that's perfect. So I would like to maintain that realistic touch with my games too. And that's why I've only placed furniture that looks organic in a way. So yeah, let's add another chair to our dining area. I would like to remove this bench. Let's just pretend that I'm not playing solo and these chairs are for my guild mates who will eventually join me. Or we can also pretend that I'm just dining with my pals. I think I would also like to pretend that my pals don't hate me for capturing them from the wild and making them walk on my base. Lol. I'm just kidding. I think I would like to have dinner with a lift monk one day maybe. Because this incense alarm is too giant for my chair. Moving on to the bedroom, this is how it is right now. I would remove these beds. Okay, a very important thing to note before placing any furniture, we need to place the carpet because otherwise it just won't go on the floor and just not work. So let's place a carpet first in the middle of this wall. And as we're all getting accustomed to Palworld building, it will still take some trials and errors to find the right position for our stuff. We may need to place it and remove it and place it and remove it and see what works for us. So I think that we can really use a bedside table next to our bed just to give it some depth and realism to it. So I placed a chest and then I placed my bed next to the window where we can wake up with nice sunlight on our face. So that looks not too bad in my opinion. It can need a night light. So I'm placing a mounted torch next to my bed in case I had to do some bedtime reading. Okay, I'm kidding. I don't do bedtime reading or any reading in that matter, but we can use some light. So that's that. Okay, so hang on. That's a light and it produces CO2. So I would like to make a plant so we don't suffocate while we sleep, because it's the era of global warming and we should always plant more plant. Then I found this cooler looking bedside table which I could use in place of that bland looking chest. But the sizes are all wrong. Now I have to remove the bed and place it again. So watch me while I suffer, guys. As I said, it's never going to be perfect in the first go, but you just have to keep at it, and that's how I like it to be. I mean, perfect but not so perfect that it breaks the realism of the game, and maybe how realistic we can make it is how much fun we're going to get out of it. It's all about the immersion in my opinion. Now moving on to the fireplaces that I have just unlocked in my technology tree. I think it can look really nice in the front entrance of our house. So let's see how this looks. I don't know why it's always in the wrong direction. I will try to place it as close to the wall, so I think it would look really nice over here next to the plant. Like just when we enter, we will be looking at this nice little fireplace. Moving on to this next section, I am planning to keep it as a reading area or like a chill out spot. But since we have limited options right now, I would like to keep the large bookshelf in this corner. So, and I have placed the carpet which is not symmetrical and I love it. Initially, I thought that this section of the house could be like a kitchen or a cooking area, but apparently in the game we don't have any such option as of yet. So I will just make it a reading room because that's what we have available, making a nice little cozy couch in this corner and keeping a side table next to it. So hopefully we will unlock more cool furniture and upgrade the base in the upcoming videos, so that could be really exciting to anticipate. So talking about the floor plan of my base, I think it's just a rectangle, but since it has mountains in the back and we cannot build walls that touch the mountains, I have just improvised with what I have available. And it's like a rectangle but with walls that break up the rooms. And one really cool thing about this section of my house is that it has high ceilings. At first I had planned it to be just the entrance to the second story of my house, but I thought it could be cooler if we remove this section of the floor and make it like a open area that we could look down from. I think that's pretty sick in my opinion. It's all about being creative with the limited options that you have, that you just make the floor plan in such a way that it's unique in your style, right? Over here I'm using the same long bench that I've used in the patio as a railing sort of, so that we don't jump off from the second story to the downs. I mean, we can walk over it, but still, like visually, it just gives us the feeling that we don't need to. I mean, that it's complete, right? So yeah, and I'm just keeping on adding decorations to this section to make it complete. Since we cannot add another long bench, I will just add some more pieces of flower pots and barrels. Since this is the bar area of my house, I just enjoy in the second floor. So it's all recreation in this part, and I would like to keep it that way without any books and chairs and all that cozy stuff. So yeah, it's basically like a party house on the second, like a studio apartment. Apart from that, I forgot to complete this roof section that I broke off. So I'm adding a roof and maybe a window wall to this, so we have some fresh air as well. And I will remove the stairs, add another flower pot to the barrel to make it complete and nice. I like that. Despite we're in a survival game, don't you want to live here? I mean, I totally do, because it's just so cozy and inviting. So that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Keep a lookout for the next one, where I will show you the complete build and the transformation of my base. Do leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.